Okay, so I'm sure we can now get started. I'm sure by now you all understand what AD portal is. Yeah, we have kept on referring you to the AD portal time and again, but now it's time we get to interact with it. Yeah, so let me go to AD students, whereby I said our first agenda of the day is setting up our AD credentials at adstudents.unbi.ac.ke. I'm doing this for the sake of those who are not with us on our first training. So I'll go to this portal called adstudents.unbi.ac.ke. And I'm sure you can see this. I'm sure you can see where I am. And once I'm on this, you're required to log in here using a username and a password. But for students, your username is your registration number, and password, you must be having one. And if you do not have one, you normally click on forgotten or expired password. And because I want to do this practically, I just want to request one student to share registration number, and then we can get to see how we normally reset these. And if there are challenges, then I can get to direct you appropriately. So I'm just waiting for one student to put on chat his or her registration number. Yes, I can say I have a few. Yeah, Vivian, kindly share yours. Good. I have two, one for Rose Nduta. So I'll come now onto this portal here, and I want to log in. But the last time I was here is Nduta. I remember it's on September, so I've forgotten on my password. Yeah, because you're supposed to log in using a password, and you have just forgotten it. But if you can remember, well and good. But in case you happen to forget, you just click here on forgotten or expired password. So I'll click there, go to forgotten or expired password, and you can see in here we have the student's username, which is what? Our registration number without the forward slashes. So I'll paste in this registration number here and click on search. Once you click on search, two things can happen. If your details are on the database, that is the AD database, then you will be allowed to proceed, and it will ask you for your email address. And if your registration number is not there, then it will give you an error. Yeah. So let's try this phone router. I hope I'm correct. So I'll click on search, and we'll get to see if Duta is on the database. And you can see here that Duta is requested to proceed on. So we are supposed to type in now the registration number again without the forward slashes and the email address for Duta. Which is this email address? It's an email that reads as, I'll just give an example, duta@students.unbi.ac.ke. Yeah. So at this point, I assume that you can all remember your email. This is in case you have forgotten. Yeah. So whenever you want to reset your password, a rule of thumb is you must be having your student's email account working. Yeah. So at this point, I'll check, and these two details must be correct. So I'm sure this is not the correct email address for Nduta, and what I expect is a big error. So I'll go ahead and click on check for answers. Yeah. Yeah. So Nduta, you can be sharing your actual email address, and you can see here I have one or more responses are not correct. Please try again. Okay, so I'll repeat this. Nduta, I'm not sure whether you have a working student's email address. Let me see where Nduta is. Yes, Rose Nduta, do you have a working email address? Allow me to unmute you and briefly say whether you have a working email address. Please unmute and talk. Rose?
Yes, I do.
Which is?
Nduta Rose.
Yes.
At students.
Yes.
.unbi.ac.ke.
Correct. So now after this, I'm sure you're able to access it. Are you able to access it very quickly on your phone?
Yes.
Perfect. So after this, I'm sure we are sending something on your email, because we need to ensure that we have reset your account and we can be able to log into eclass using your account. So this is the correct email for Rose Nduta. And now after this, I'm supposed to check for answers. I'm hoping this is the correct email on AD database. And I'll go ahead and click on check for answers. Yes, and you can see that a verification email has been sent to that email. You see? Remember, you're able to come this far if your details are on AD. Remember, I said if your details are not on AD, then you're not allowed to proceed from the first step. And now because Rose Nduta is able to access this email, there is a token that has been sent to her email. And we need now to access that email, which starts with N. And of course, I can guess that N stands for Nduta, blah, 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 at students.ac.ke. Yeah? So we need to access, she needs to access that email, get the token. And on our continue screen, because that's where I'm headed, I expect Nduta to be ready with that token. Nduta, will you be ready with it?
Yes.
Yes, which is?
PAU.
PAU.
8.
8.
AE.
AE for elephant, yeah?
Yes.
Good. So this is the code that has been sent to Nduta's account. So if I check on this code, I'll be allowed now to proceed, yeah? Now you see, thank you, your security code sent to has been verified. So the match that we have done is to verify that we really own that email address. So how about if your email address is not correct? We will come back to that shortly. So I want now to click on continue so that I can be allowed to set a new password now for Nduta, yeah? So allow me to take note of this registration number. Yes, and we have our password there, so I can click on change password, and you see the password gives us some rules here in that your password must be case sensitive. There is a policy here that you must abide by. You cannot set your password to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's very common. You cannot set your password to be anything obvious like Nairobi and so on, yeah? So I'll set Nduta a password, but Nduta, don't worry, I'll share these with you after the session. And I'm sure this is very simple. Then we confirm the same password. Unfortunately, it does not match. Yes, and we have our password there. So we are ready now to proceed. So that was the first step. So how about if your email is not correct? You know, initially when we were doing this for the first time, AD students, that portal normally captures your registration number at students.unbi.ac.ke as your email. So how about if that email is not in existence or you're not able to access your email? Yeah. Take note of this email, ODeL at uonbi.ac.ke. That is where you are supposed to be sending your issues to do with email and so on. Yeah. So that's ODeL at ODeL at uonbi.ac.ke. That is in case your email and your AD username do not match. Yeah, but so far so good. For Nduta, we already have the account ready. We have reset our password, which it's for long since we logged in here last. And I'm sure now we can remember this registration number. So, and the password that we have set. So now from now henceforth, now we move on now to our second objective, which is eclass profile updating and accessing eclass. Yeah. So I'm sure you can see this second objective here. The first objective was setting up these AD credentials. And before I walk out of that objective, yeah, once you're able to log in, if it's your first time, please ensure your details are well updated, yeah? In that I need to log in and ensure that the email that reads there is the correct one, yeah? In case I need to reset my email in the subsequent sessions, yeah? So you need to log into your AD students account first and ensure that you update that email. Yeah, and you see the names are okay. The email is okay, as well as your mobile phone numbers in case we we are done working on that system to be sending the shortcodes on messages. Yeah. So anytime you do this for the first time, ensure your AD profile is well updated. You only do this for the first time if you have not done it. Yeah. So we are done with AD. So now we move on now to accessing eclass. How do we access these eclass? So I'll go to uonbi.ac.ke. This is the homepage. This is our website. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is our website here. It's loading. And while you're on this website, you're supposed to scroll down and come to this bottom part of this website. I believe it's called the footer of the website. Yeah. And on this footer, you can see we have student resources. Yeah. So under these student resources, you can scroll down to locate eclass. I'm sure there are quite a number of other links, but as of today, we are interested with eclass. Yeah. So we click on eclass. And the next thing that we will be doing is to log in now to eclass. But for this session, we will be using Nduta's account. So I'll go ahead and type in her registration number and the password that I already set. And there it is. So I'll proceed on to logging in. I'm sure that's very basic, and I'm sure that's a recap enough for those who never attended our previous sessions. So once you log in, if it's your first time, the first page that you normally goes to is this page here called Update Your Profile. Yeah. Why is this page? I'm looking for it. Yeah, the first page that you normally go to is a page that looks like this, whereby you're supposed to type in your full name and your email address and your surname. Yeah, and once you save that, you scroll down and click on update your profile. So quite a number of profiles to be updated. Yeah, we came from AD portal. We did update our profiles there to ensure that they are okay. Yeah. And now here we are on eclass, and we have updated our details to ensure that they read okay. Yeah. If it's Rose Nduta, then I'm sure the surname should not be Rose, but something else. Yeah. Okay. So after we log in, the other item that now you need to do is to ensure that you enroll for units, which should not be confused with course registration on SMIS. Yeah. So once we are now here, remember we are preparing to get started now on the exam. Yeah. So this is the portal whereby you enroll for units, or rather you put your units together for ease of access. But on SMIS, you register so that fees and fees is well taken care of, and the rest. Yeah. But on this side, you come to enroll. So registration is on SMIS and enrolling is on eclass. We like to differentiate the two. Otherwise, we don't want you to be registered on SMIS and assume that on this other side things are okay. Yeah. Once you are registered on SMIS, you need to enroll on eclass as well. Yeah. So on this side now, we need to know the list of units that we are supposed to be undertaking. Yeah. I'm sure probably some are doing 4, some are doing 5, others are doing 2. Yeah. It's now time to put them together. How do we put them together? It's by this process that we call as enrollment. So like, let's say you're doing LDP 601, it's LDP 601. Yeah. So you go to the search button up there, you type LDP space 601. That's how the code should be spelled, like LDP 601. Yeah, then you click on search. So I'll go ahead and click on search. And I should get some search results item down there. So on these search results, I need to confirm whether this LDP 601, is it fundamentals of management? Yes. And if yes, is the teacher or the lecturer, is she or he Professor Kidombo? Yes. Then I should go ahead and click on this title. So I click on that title. And on the next screen, I should be looking for this enroll me button. Okay. So I'll go ahead and click on that enroll me button. Then it takes some time. Then at the end of it, I'll be enrolled. Yeah. And you can see that this unit is here, and I'm able to see the course unit, the course content rather. Okay. So that is one of the units that I'm supposed to be undertaking in this semester. Let's say probably I'm doing another one, LDP 600, and we will use this LDP 600 for the purposes of mock. Yeah, LDP 600. We will be using this unit for purposes of demonstration. So I'm sure this is not a unit that you could be doing, yeah, but just ensure you enroll on it if you're not familiar with online examination. But if you're familiar, no need, then it's voluntary. You can enroll at will. So this is LDP 600. So I'll go ahead and click on search. And you can see this is a unit by the name Master of Arts in Project Planning Exam Training Unit. I'm sure some spelling there, but we'll amend that. So click on the unit. Click on the unit, and down there, ensure you click on Enroll Me, because no enrollment key required, then you can just enroll freely. Yes, and we have basically enrolled to a list of units that we are undertaking in this semester. Yeah, so come next week, my units are ready. I've put them together, and come exam time, I'll basically be logging in and being able to find them under my courses list. So how do you find this list of courses that you have enrolled? Yeah, it's basically by logging in, going to my courses, and you'll find a list of units there that you're supposed to be undertaking. So how will you get to know that on Monday I'm supposed to be doing LDP 601? I'm sure that you will be guided by the timetable. I'm sure the timetables might be out, and if they are not out, please liaise with your department to avail the same timetables to you. I'm sure even on SMIS, if I'm not wrong, the timetable must be there. Yeah. Okay. So once you're here and it's on Monday and you know you're supposed to be sitting for LDP 600, then go ahead and click on that LDP 600. And now with this, we come now to our last objective on today's training, which is now on exam training. Okay. So now here we are supposed now to log in, come in this section and identify which is the exam. So it's very easy for you to identify an exam. Yeah. Once you go to my courses, click on the unit that you're supposed to be undertaking an exam, then please ensure you will be looking for a red icon. And besides looking for a red icon, ensure you read through. I'm sure the name given to your exam is as descriptive as possible, yeah? If it's online examination for 10th October 2020, then you just get to understand that's not your exam. That was of the previous group, yeah? Because I'm sure you will find so many exams in there, but not all will be suitable for you. Yeah, some will be passed, others will be for the next group, which is to come next year. Yeah, and so on. So as of now and as of today, this is the current exam. This is the current unit that this is the current exam that we are supposed to be undertaking. Yeah, it's in here called online examination training that is being held on 17th February 2021. On the left, I'm sure you can see it has a red icon. This red icon is purely for an exam. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and click on this exam, and we will get to see now how an exam looks like. So anytime you click on an exam, the first page that you normally land on is called a cover page. Yeah, this is the cover page. Ensure you go through these instructions. Yeah, they are very, very clear. Yeah, not ambiguous, very simple, in that you get to know that your exam is supposed to start on this time and end on this time. Yeah, we don't want you to come after the time and you're pleading that exam time is over and you're left with your, anyway, we'll discuss that at the end. So ensure you go through these instructions, then ensure down here, ensure you take note of time. Time is very important. We have had an experience with other students who are saying, I never knew that exam time was supposed to end at 5. I never knew exam time was supposed to end at 2, and so on. Yeah, just ensure you take note of this time here. The exam is supposed to start at 2, so that's around 41 minutes ago, and it will end at 5. Yeah. So I'm sure the time limit here is something contradicting. Just know that from 2 to 5, I believe that's a time limit of 3 hours. So if you happen to log in at 3, then you just get to know that you are disadvantaged with 1 hour. Yeah. Okay. So for you to start attempting this quiz, below all these instructions, yeah, below these many words, then down here we have the button to start attempt. And before you start attempts, ensure that you are well prepared. You have everything in that you are just set. Otherwise, you don't want to go in there, read questions, and then say, oh, those questions are so hard and I'll attempt next time. Remember, these are system and it keeps log of every click that you do on the system. So if you come back claiming that I never even saw the exam, then we'll go back and print a nice log of events. Yeah, and it will be you against the log of events. Yeah. So we are now here and we want to start the attempt. So I'll click to start the attempt. Yeah. And here the exam is. The exam can take many formats, I'm sure. The exam can take many formats. We can have some MCQs. Yeah, we can have some SE type of question. I'm sure probably we may not, for your level, we may not find MCQs. Yeah, so allow me to be looking for an SE type of exam. Yeah, okay, I see they are there. So let me start from top. If you find this type of questions, I'm sure they are very easy to handle. Yeah, you read the question. Then down here, you have a list of possible answers. Yeah, so your work will basically be simple as selecting the correct answer, as simple as that. Yeah. And I move on to the next question. The next question can be down here or it can be on the next page. If it's on the next page, just click on next to go to the next page and you get your question. Yeah. Then we can see here, number 2, we have a question here that needs probably more than one answer. Yeah. So I need to read this question and read this list of possible answers and probably select all the list of possible answers. Yeah, of course, I'm not selecting on the appropriate answers. We are doing this for demonstration purposes. Yeah, and because I'm done with question 1 and 2, then I can move on to question 3. And question 3 is here and reads, explain how axiology issues determine teaching. Yeah, I'm sure that's a bit hard and we need to research more on it. So I'm sure this is the kind of probably the questions that you may find. If it's not as small as this, it might be very wordy. Yeah. So just read through, and of course, at the end of it, the kind of answer you need to give is probably a typed answer. That is one. That is the most probable one. And if not typed, if it's something mathematical, yeah, then you basically need to handwrite. Then after you handwrite, you will see the processes. You need to scan or take a photo. And after you take a photo, of course, a clear photo. So we need to be very clear on that, a clear photo. And after you take a clear photo, then you can upload your answers, yeah? You can upload or insert. We will get to see the difference of the two as we continue. Yeah? So these are the list of ways in which you can do this exam in. So you can either type your answers or handwrite. Then let's start with typing. In typing, you probably have 2 ways, yeah, in which you can type, yeah. You can type your answers on a Word document. Then after you type your answers on a Word document, remember that is not final. Remember, the Word document is on your end. It's on your machine, it's on your gadget. And you need, of course, to take this to the examiner. You have to upload it rather. So after you type your answers on a Word document, you need probably to copy the answers and paste on this space provided. This is the working area. I'm sure you can see what I'm interacting with, where I'm typing, yeah? So you can copy and paste. Alternatively, you can upload your answers. Yeah, as simple as that. So we have 2 ways in which you can do this exam. You can either copy and paste the answers, and you can alternatively upload your answers. That is in the Word format. Simple as that. Yeah. So up to that point, I'm sure we have quite a number of ways. So let me subdivide them like this. So that's the first one, the second one, and the third one. So as of the first one, which is, allow me to, yes, something remaining here. Alternatively, you can type now on this space provided. Type on this space provided. I believe that's all. So of course, I've demonstrated on how to type on the space provided, and I'm sure we are so clear on that. So typing on that space provided is as simple as that. Then of course on these, we'll come back to a few notes. Yeah, we need to note better here. We need to note some few things well, because that's, yeah, I'll come back to it later. So if I don't, please remind me. So let's start with the first one up here. Typing on a Word document. Typing on a Word document, I'm sure it's simple. It's as simple as going to your Word document, opening a Word document. So allow me to unshare, then reshare my screen again so that I can share my full screen. Yeah. So shortly I'll be back. I want to demonstrate as you watch. So I want to share. Okay, I've seen I'm not able to share my entire screen, so let me see. Okay, I'm on my end, I'm a bit limited, so I may not be able to share my entire screen. So allow me to go back to where we were. I'm sorry for that. So I'll share what we had earlier. Okay, unfortunately, I'm not able to share my desktop. Eric, please confirm that you can see me type on a Word document. Eric? Okay, I can get some noise in the background. It's well, it's okay. 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 Let me, just in a few minutes, I get some work. Yeah, sorry members, it's not that you can't hear me, it's because I had muted to look for a solution. Yeah, I said I was not able to share my entire screen. I can see Zoom has some few limitations here and there, but it's well with us. We will see how to maneuver. So I was on this point whereby I was saying you can type on a Word document. Yeah, type on a Word document, copy and paste your answers. That's the point that I left at. So the first one, I'll assume you are done with typing on the space provided, and basically that's what I was doing. So typing on a Word document, so I'll very quickly open a Word document, and that's what I'll try and share. So I'll go to my Word document. So here my Word document is, and I'll assume I'm typing, yeah? So I have my question one. I basically need to type all my answers here for question one, specifically for question one, yeah, because of course these questions have been structured in that you must come from question one, question two, question three, yeah. So you're not uploading all the answers onto question one. Okay, so we are on question one. That's what we are working with. So I'll type my answers here. Sorry, because I'm not able to demonstrate. I had the files ready, but I'm not able to demonstrate using the actual files, yeah? Okay. So I'll assume this is what I've typed, of course, in a paragraph, yeah? A lengthy paragraph. Let me look for something wordy. Let me shortly. Yes, so I'll just copy anything dummy, very dummy here, and copy and paste. And we assume that's the content for our answers, yeah? So that's it there. I'll go back to my Word document. I'll go back to my Word document in here and paste. I'll assume these are my answers. Allow me to just work with these, yeah? So after this, you're supposed to save these. These basically question 1 answers. Allow me to highlight these in red. Allow me to highlight these in red, yeah? So there we are. So I need to either I can copy these answers. I can copy these, specifically that, then go back to eclass. That's now on question 1. That's now on question 1. And paste the answers down there as my answers for question 1. There the answers are. So basically right clicking and pasting, right clicking and pasting. Yeah, so that's it. I'll assume I'm done with question number 1. Yeah, so I've demonstrated on how we can type on a Word document, copy the answers and paste. So we go to the second part of it, which is now uploading your answers. Yeah. So I'll assume I have saved this Word document. So the next thing that I want us to do is to ensure that we can upload. Where do we upload this document? So remember, what I've done here is copy and pasting from my Word document. Okay. So on the second bit is I can upload my Word document in this space provided. Yeah. So I can basically come to these add files. I'm sure you can see these add files. Then on the next pop-up that it takes me to, we have quite a number of items, but I'm interested with upload a file. So I'll go to upload a file. Then I want to go to my desktop to choose an attachment. So I'll go to choose file. Then on my desktop, I'll be selecting a Word document, okay? So I want to select just a very dummy document again in here. So let me go to my desktop documents and pick one. So I'll assume this is the Word document that I have for answers, and I'll open. So what I'm doing is to upload, and you can see the name of my document is LDP605. Of course, I assume on your end, it should be question 1 answers, yeah, or 1A or 1B or question 2 or question 3, and not question 1 to 4, yeah? Yeah, we want to go systematically, one at a time. So this is it here, LDP605, and we upload these answers. Leave the rest as they are, save as, just leave it as it is. The order, of course, that is you. So leave it as it is, and reserved rights, just leave it as it is. Then you upload that file. So you can see the document has been well uploaded up here. So allow me to do it for the second time. So I'll click on this add file up here. I'll go to upload a file. Then to the right, I want to choose an attachment. So I'll click on attachment. Then I want to look for another document in here. And this time I'll pick on a PDF. Yeah, because I'm sure this space can allow us to upload even a PDF. Yeah. So I'll pick LDP613. I'm not sure what that is. Then I'll upload. I'm sure that's very simple. Then at this point, you can always remove what you have uploaded wrongly. Let's say this PDF is not supposed to be here. You can always remove that. Yeah, by doing what? Just click on that document that you do not need. Then, of course, you can see you have the option to download or to delete. Yeah. So if I surely don't need this, I can then go ahead and delete. Then I confirm that I want to delete. And you can see the PDF is gone, and I'm only left with a Word document. Yeah. So I'm basically done with question 1, and now I can go to question 2 by basically clicking on next page, or on this navigation app here, quiz navigation. You can see some buttons here with 1, 2, 3, 4, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, these numbers basically indicate question number X, question number 5, question number 6, and so on. So if I want to go back to question number 3, you can always click on question number 3 and you're back to question number 3. If you want to go to question number 4, you can basically click on question number 4 and you are there on question number 4. As simple as that, yeah? Okay, so let's go back to this question number 3 and we get to see the other ways in which you can do this exam. So the other way that you can do this exam is by now the last method here, whereby you have to handwrite. If it's something very mathematical and you may take ages in trying to type your mathematical functions and formula. Now in this case, now you can handwrite on a foolscap just like in a normal exam. But now you must ensure that you take a very clear photo, something that you yourself on your end, you are able to read. Otherwise, you are not uploading anything that a lecturer cannot be able to mark, yeah? Okay, so I'm sure you all know how to handwrite. Very simple. You know how to take a very clear scan or even take a very clear photo. And now the problem comes in. How do you take now your photo from the phone to the laptop, if you are probably using your laptop? Yeah, one, if you do not have a laptop, then you can use your phone to upload. I'm sure the process of uploading remains the same, just as we have done in the previous lesson, yeah? Just in the previous step. But now if you're using a phone to take the photo and you want to transfer it to your laptop, then probably you can either use a Bluetooth, you can send to your email, you can use WhatsApp for web. So a number of ways exist, a number of ways are in there. Yeah, you can send, and the easiest, I believe, it's Bluetooth. And if you do not have a Bluetooth, then you can just email yourself that copy of your work. Yeah, you send your copy to your email, then you can log on to your email on your browser, download your work, and you start uploading. Yeah, of course, you can see these are a bit involving. Yeah. Okay. So how about now uploading? Now that's what I want us to see. How do we get to upload? Once you have these files ready now on your laptop, you have done your handwriting, you have scanned your document as probably as an image, because I'm sure once you take a photo, it's of course an image. You can as well use some apps, I believe Cam Scanner, to convert your work to a PDF. Yeah, like let's say on question 1, you have foolscap 1, foolscap 2, foolscap 3, and so on. Yeah, you can probably use a Cam Scanner to scan your work. And a number of other apps. I'm sure you can go to Play Store or the Apple Store and you can check on them. Yeah, so many apps up there to scan your work and convert them even to a PDF. But on these, you can either upload a PDF or even a photo. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So after you scan and we assume your work now is on the laptop or on your machine, we go now to the next step of uploading or inserting. So let me go to question number 4 and I demonstrate on what probably I mean by inserting and what I mean by uploading. So I'll start with inserting an image. Inserting an image basically is, just a minute, I can get some communication from my background. I need to listen.
Okay, yeah. So they can't see you.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, kuna kitu block hapa hivi.
Sawa, nitakuwa nikipandisha. Okay. Okay. So we start with inserting an image. Let's say you have taken a very clear photo and this time you want to insert, yeah? So inserting is very simple, and inserting basically is like replacing what you would have typed with an image. So here I am and I want to insert an image. So I'll come up here on this menu up here. Of course, you can see we have A, we have B to make them bold, we have an I to make them italic. We have some dots to make an ordered list, and we have the numbering to make an ordered list, link and hyperlink and link and the rest, but I'm not interested with all those. So of my interest today is this icon here. I'm sure you can see this icon up here, which reads insert or edit an image. Yeah, it's very clear. What task do you want to perform? You want to insert an image, okay? So I'll go ahead and click on that image. Then it gives me some image properties, blah, 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 but I want to browse for images on these browse repositories. I'm very clear on these, yeah? Browse repositories. Then it takes us back to upload a file. Once you are on this upload a file, you need to choose file. Where are you uploading? And you can only do this to an image, nothing else, only an image, okay? So I want to go to my desktop and try and see if I have some files with me here, which are of image type. Yes, I'm sure I have quite a number. Of course, they are not real answers, but at least they can demonstrate what I want to demonstrate, okay? So I'll assume this is my first image here, e-learning, that I want to upload, yeah, that I want to insert rather. So I'll click on it and then say open, okay? Then you can see the name of that image there is download. If I don't want that name to be download, then I can say it's question 1, okay? That's how I want to save that image as. Then I can upload that answer. You see, we are back. Then, and you can see, of course, a preview of what you have basically uploaded down here. Yeah. Then you can describe this image, or you can say description is not necessary. Otherwise, it will not allow you to go past that. If you must either describe the image or say description is not necessary. Okay. Then after that, we need to save image. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click on save image, and you can see up here we have an image that we would rather not have been able to type. Okay, so allow me to demonstrate this for the second time. So I'll insert the second image. Okay, so allow me to put in some space there. I go to this icon back up here, I click on it. Then I want to browse for repositories. Then, of course, I ensure that my mouse or the selected item here is upload a file. Then I choose a file. And this time I'll insert the second image. There the image is, of course, something handwritten. And it's an image, not a PDF, not a Word. Then I upload that image. We said you must either describe the image or you say description is not necessary. Then you click on save image. Okay, and you can see that I have my 2 files there. Then with these, I can go to the next page because I'm basically done uploading my work. Yeah, then I'll explain what this triangle means. Okay, now we are on question number 5, which reads all these. I'm not interested with what it reads. I'm interested with giving an answer as of now. So at this point, I want now to upload an image. I'll assume this is something. Let me see if the question number 6 is something like that. Okay. So question number 5 is the whole of this. So I basically want now to insert an image, to upload rather. Yeah, because the previous step we have demonstrated on how to insert an image. So I'm uploading. Uploading is basically simple, and this is where you can upload your files. Yeah, may it be a Word document, may it be a PDF, may it be an image. This space now allows you to upload any type of file. Okay. May it be a Word, may it be a PDF, may it be an image. That's what I mean. Yeah. So in here you can drag your images and drop. Yeah, like now if I can go to my desktop, I can drag, hold, come back to this browser. I'm sure you cannot see what I'm doing because I was not able to share my desktop. I can come back to whatever that I come back here and release my file here. I basically click on the file that I want to upload. I hold, then move my cursor to the browser and release at that point. That's the simplest way of uploading. Okay, if you're not able to drag and drop, then we can go to the old way of adding a file. I'll come to this icon up here. Of course, we had demonstrated this earlier. So I'll click on add file. I'll ensure that my cursor selects this upload a file. Then I'll move to the right, choose file. Choose file. Then this time I'll upload the same images, or rather some different images in here. So I'll pick these and upload here. I want this to be saved as question number 5. 5, probably A. Yeah, then I upload this file, okay? And you can see it's in here, question number 5a.jpg. Then, unfortunately, I see I've exceeded the limits. You can see before you upload, you need equally to know how many attachments are you required to upload, yeah? Of course, you can see here that the attachments were 2. Of course, you will be given number of attachments depending with how much probably the lecturer demands out of you, yeah, in a given question. So I've basically demonstrated on how to insert from our previous question. Yeah, and you can see whatever we insert, it's visible. And you can only insert an image. Yeah, whatever you have typed, you have taken a nice photo and you want to insert it as an image. So you can basically insert an image. So when we go to number 5, you have seen whatever I've done is that I've uploaded some files. Yeah, I have a PDF and I have an image. So meaning down here, you can upload any type of file. Yeah, I hope I'm very clear on that. So finally, we go to our question number 6. And on our question number 6, we want to type our answers here. Yeah, and I continue to type and type and type until I'm done. Yeah. Good. So now we come back to our question number 3. I'm sure by now you are very well conversant with typing on this space provided. So, and we have tackled the 3, but just a few take notes. Yeah, there is this one that I said we need to take note. If you're typing on this space provided, then ensure that you have very reliable internet. Yeah. Because if you happen to type and your internet is not there, then whatever you will be typing then will not be in sync with the e-learning servers, yeah? And you might end up remaining with whatever you have typed, yeah? So as you type, it's good to keep check of your internet. Ensure that as you type, your internet is well, it's sufficient, yeah? So if it's your Wi-Fi, ensure you pay for it in advance. Then the next thing is ensure that you're not probably using a desktop and so on, yeah? Yeah, which probably might make your internet connection go off very fast. But if you feel that your internet is well reliable and you can type, then well and good, go ahead and type. Then how do you keep check of this internet? How do you know that my internet is reliable? Yeah, at times we normally say that Safaricom is the most reliable, but at times you find that probably on weekends it's a bit laggy and so on. Yeah. So I'll just give you a hint. If you want to take note whether your internet is working, yeah, we normally do this. This just a small cheat sheet, yeah, something to take home. As you type, yeah, probably I type 5 lines. I want to keep this session engaged and I want to keep check of my internet. Yeah, so as I type, I can keep on moving to question number 5, just to confirm that my internet is there as I probably compose my thoughts. Yeah, then I can come back and continue typing. So I'm here and I'm on the second line. So I'll type on the second line or the second paragraph, then that paragraph. And then I don't want to type more before I confirm that my internet is there. Then I'll basically go to probably question number 4. And if my browser happens to take me to that question number 4, then I get to know, oh, my internet is still there. So I can go ahead, go to question number 6. Of course, you will find your work still instant. I was on that paragraph. And now this time I'm on my 4th paragraph here. And so on. So as I type, then 5th, and so on. Yeah. So as you type, probably, so you give yourself probably 5 lines, then you keep on checking your internet. Yeah. That's a nice take home. Otherwise, you don't want to type a whole page and another page and another page and another page only to realize that you never had internet and your work just disappears like that. But if you keep check of this internet, yeah, you probably what you will lose in case you happen to be on a downtime, yeah, you don't have internet, what you might end up losing is something small. Then as you type, this space keeps on growing and you can always expand. So don't be limited by what you see up here. This is just a placeholder, very small, probably some 15 lines and so. But as you type, this space continues to grow and grow and grow until you're done typing your answers, okay? So that's it. So I'll come back to this question number 4. We have a star, but allow me to explain on that star after I take you through a simulation here. So I'll explain what this red triangle means, okay? Good. So as of now, I was typing on question number 6. Yeah, I've ensured that my internet is okay, but unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm using a desktop, and in my area, there are of late there are frequent blackouts, and I happen to be out of internet. Yeah, so my class is there. I've been logged out. I don't want to log out because I'm not sure that I've captured this registration number up here. Yeah, so not unless you just give me some few minutes, I take note of this, then I can log out and be logged in again, and we can see what happens in case of a blackout. It seems I lost this. Yeah, I lost, but it's well. So let me hide this tab, then I can always open a new tab. So let's say I happen to have encountered a blackout, and here I am on a black screen. I'm powering on my computer. The computer did not save my progress, so I have to restart all again. Let's see whether our progress will be well saved. So of course, you need to go back to eclass, ensure you log in. Then once you log in, of course, it will not take you direct to the exam. So you need to come back to my courses, select the exam that you're undertaking, that's LDP 600. So then we go straight to the exam. Yeah, so that is the exam. Of course, it will have to take us from the cover page going forward. And in here, you will see that we have one attempt which is in progress. Yeah, of course, as we started this, I avoided to mention that you have 3 attempts. Yeah, in that you can do the first round and get to see, oh, I messed up somewhere after I submitted. Then you can redo the paper again, yeah, whereby you are reopening the exam and probably amending or deleting something, and you save. Yeah, you have 3 attempts whereby you are allowed to redo the paper. Of course, not redoing, but probably just making some minor corrections, adding a full stop, adding a comma, adding a paragraph or 1 or 2 paragraph. Yeah, but these attempts must be done within this time limit. Yeah, that is between 2 and 5. Okay. So in here, we can see that we are still within our first attempt, and it indicates that we are still in progress. But probably due to power blackout, or probably my internet just went off, or probably my laptop died, yeah, no power. So you are resuming again for the second time within the first attempt. So you basically need to click on this, continue to the last attempt. And you see, we are able to get back to our questions. Everything still intact. I'm sure you can see this. Everything still intact up to question number 6, where I believe you were typing on the 5th paragraph and so on. Yeah, I believe this is the last point where we left. Yeah. So I go back to my question number 3 on this item to take note. Just ensure that you take note of this first point. If you decide to type on this space provided, yeah, ensure that your internet is reliable. And then on your end, how do you get to determine that your internet is reliable? Yeah, ensure that you keep a check of your internet. Probably you may be using your hotspot. Yeah, ensure that day you don't entertain so many calls. Yeah, because of course, I'm sure you all know that whenever you receive a call and you are using your hotspot, then your internet just disappears. Yeah, so on that day, just disengage your phone. Whenever they call you, just hang up. Yeah, probably send like a small text. I'll call you back in a while. Yeah, just ensure that your internet is very reliable. Then I go to the second part of it. If you type on a Word document, that's very local, that's on your laptop, then ensure that you have sufficient time to upload your work. That is for the last 2. Otherwise, you do not want to be left with the files on your desktop. You do not want to be left with the files on your Word document. Otherwise, I'm not sure whether you will be good at marking. Yeah, so just ensure that if you go by the last two, you will take note of your time. Yeah. Okay. So I've basically demonstrated on this match. The last item that I basically need to explain is on this icon here. And if we take our cursor over there, it says an incomplete answer. So let's go and see how incomplete is this answer. How wise is this system to get to know that my answers are incomplete? And here we are, and we can see that I've inserted my images, and I believe that's the full answer. So if you see this icon and you're very sure that your answers are okay, just ignore it and go ahead and finish. Yeah, but this basically indicates that probably something is required. Yeah, you are either required to type or you are required to upload an answer. Yeah, it may not always appear. Yeah, but whenever it appears, just know that there is something required of you to do. But if you have typed your work or probably you have uploaded your files and you just feel it's okay, then you can just go ahead and finish the attempt. So at this point, I just want to upload probably just one file to demonstrate lastly on how to upload a file. So I'll go to add, upload, then choose a file. And finally, I'll just upload a random image, then upload this image because I'm sure we have demonstrated on how to do all this. And if I move to the next question, you can see now that all my questions will turn gray. I'm sure shortly it's just updating and then it will, oh, I need to add on some more images onto this question number 4 so that I can do away with this mark. The system is still detecting that it's still incomplete, so I can add the last of the last file to make them 2. That's the maximum attachments that I'm given on that question. So I'll pick on these. This is basically an advert, nothing sensitive. And then I can upload that, then say upload that file. And I believe with that, I'm basically done. What it basically indicated is that it was a must I upload two attachments, and now you can see the triangle is gone. Okay, then as we started off these, the questions were half white, but now you can see as I attempt, they are half gray. Yeah, so that's an indication that you have attempted. Then these instructions were very clear as we started off these. They said I attempt any 3, and probably at the end I realized, oh, I've done 4, and on the last one I only typed a paragraph or nothing much. So you can always go back to it. If you do not need question number 6, you can go highlight and delete, and that's it. Then I can go back to question number 5, but note, you can see it has now become somehow have white, not incomplete. I can go ahead and delete these. I can go ahead and delete all these. And then we can see if it allows us now to proceed. Yeah. Yeah, I've basically done away with question number 6. Yeah, just ignore the triangle and the rest because I was not interested with attempting number 6. I was basically interested with attempting the first 3. I'm done. Yeah, that way the lecturer will be able to know, hey, this student attempted number 6, but at some point they deleted, so I'll not concentrate on question number 6, okay? So with this now, we are ready now to finish and submit our work, okay? So I'll click on this finish button, finish attempt. And on the next screen, you can see that I have a summary of whatever that I've done. So what happens if time is up and you are at this point before you click on finish to submit? Then at that point, you do not have to worry because your work will be well submitted and it will be gone. So perhaps you have a power blackout at the middle of the session and it fails to come back and you had done halfway. Again, don't worry because your work will be submitted as it is, yeah, up to that mark that you had done. Okay, but lucky we are able to come this far, and we can see the summary of attempts. I have done question 1, the answer is well saved, question 2 as well, question 3, 4, and 5. but unfortunately question 6 is incomplete. But remember that I was not interested with that question 6, so no harm. So I'll go ahead and click on this finish, submit all and finish. So that's what I'm interested with. And here the confirmation is, are you sure that you really want to submit this work? Yeah, so I'll go ahead and submit all and finish. Submit all and finish. And once I do that, I'll be taken back now to my cover page. Of course, I can see that I had one attempt here, which was finished at 3:22. So that's all. I'm basically done. So let's say I feel, oh, I was supposed to do that question number 6 and I deleted by mistake. You can always go back and reattempt the quiz. Yeah, like what we are just about to do. So I'll go back, reattempt the quiz, but this time I'm basically interested with question number 6. I'm not sure what happened to this question number 5. Yeah. So I'll go very quickly to question number 6. I type in some answers there. When I come back here, I want to upload a file, then I can submit it as it will be. So I'm uploading these files very fast because I'm sure we have learned on how to upload. I basically have dwelt so much on how to upload. Yeah, then I want to upload this image for the second time, this PDF, and I feel I'm done. So on question number 5, I want to type in something there. Yes, I want to type in the last item there, and I'm basically done. So I've attempted all the questions, then the lecturer will decide on what to mark, or probably what I score best if time allows. Then I finish attempts, and this time it will tell me whatever that I've changed. Question 1, not changed, so answers remain as they were. Question 2, nothing changed, so every answer remains as they were. 3, 4, then we can see whatever that I changed is only question number 5 and question number 6, and the answers are well saved. So I'll go ahead and submit all and finish. So at this point, I want to confirm that I want to submit all and finish. So remember, that is my second attempt. So let's go again. I said once you submit all and finish, you are normally taken back to the cover page, and now you can see that we have 2 attempts. The first one says here now that review is not permitted. Shortly. Okay, so I have these 2 attempts, not permitted, just ignore that. What's not permitted is that you cannot review the match that you have done. Yeah, so by the time you're submitting your answers, just ensure that you go through from question 1 all the way to question number 4 before you click on finish and submit. So remember, these are 2 attempts that we have done. I still have the last attempt. So I can make use of it if there is anything that I need to go back and change. And if I just feel okay, then I can leave at that point. So if I'm totally done, then I can just log out of my account. And I call that an exam. I'll be ready for tomorrow's exam. Yeah, and I'll go home happy. So just some few take homes. Yeah, just ensure that the issue that has been for the longest time ever is students are not able to manage this time. If you have 2 hours or if you have 3 hours, ensure you work within this time limit. Yeah, ensure you give yourself some sufficient time to type your answers, and equally some sufficient time to upload your answers. Otherwise, you do not want to type and type and type, and at the end of it, you are left with your answers on your desktop. Yeah, I believe that will be very hurting and very discouraging for the next day. So ensure that you learn to work with this time. So if it's 8 to 10, then it's better I use the first and a half hours working on probably just a few questions. Then I use the remaining 30 minutes to do the upload. I'm sure for this open book exam, if I'm not wrong, it's around 4 hours or 5 hours. Yeah. And in the normal exam, I'm sure it's 3 hours. So kindly take time, take note of the extra 2 hours, probably to give you enough time to type. Yeah. And as well as to give you enough time to upload. So don't you use all the 99% of your time to type and type and type, and you are using the last 1 minute to upload. Yeah. Just take note of that time. Then probably the last, a few more notes is ensure that you're able to log into this class before the D-Day. That's very important. Otherwise, you do not want your valuable time to be used during trying to log in, trying to reach Mwangi, trying to reach Eric, and their phones are engaged or probably in another training, and you end up with no help. So ensure that you're able to log in before the D-Day as well, yeah? If you're not able between now and that Monday, this is the time now to ensure that you're able to log in. Okay, and I believe that's the much that I can say. And this being a master's class, probably we would highly encourage you to type and type and type, yeah, so that you're able to turn to check for plagiarism of your work, yeah. So it's highly encouraged to type, yeah, if you are able. Yeah, so with this now, I probably want to end at that point. I've basically done the math that we intended to do. I'm sure we have come to the end of it. Probably I'll stop at this point in readiness for a question or two before we can end the training at that point. So if you have a question, you can just raise up your hand, and Eric or Simon can unmute you. So any question, one or two questions. So if you just raise your hand, the team in the background can unmute you, allow you to ask a question, then we can respond as we wind up. Yes, and I can see somebody can. Yeah, Eric and Simon, please assist me to unmute. Yes, Ken, I think you are unmuted. You can ask your question.
Yeah, my question is this. I don't know whether there is a link. I mean, there is a connection between the student portal and the eclass. Given that, I have paid my, the school fees right now. I think 2 days ago, but the portal is not open yet.
Let me get this. Let me get this correctly. You said whether there is a relationship between student portal and SMIS.
Yes.
That you are referring to the same portal, but in different names.
Okay. Given that I have just registered, but I have not enrolled for the.
Okay, I get you. Okay.
For the unit.
Okay.
So I don't know whether we'll have that opportunity to get to register for the exams.
Okay, perfect. So just a point of correction there. You are referring to student portal and SMIS, and I believe I believe that's just about the same thing, yeah. So let me go back to this, and the portal that you are referring to is this SMIS, and you are connecting it to eclass. So allow me to stop sharing, then I can reshare my screen again. I'm being told my screen is not being shared, yeah. So yes, I'm back. So this is the student portal whereby you normally do your course registration. And rule of thumb is for you to do an exam, you must have registered. So your starting point is this: ensure you register for your courses on this site. That is the first step. Of course, that connection for now is not there, but we are working to ensure that if you have not paid for fees, if you have not registered, then on this other end, you're not able to enroll. But as of now, I'm sure you can be able to enroll. You can be able even to do that exam, but you will submit your exam, but on this other end, we go through SMIS and we do not find your name. Yeah, I'm sure the determination of whether your exam will be marked lies with the chairman of the department, because we normally assume you have not basically paid. If you do not register, the assumption is you have not paid, yeah? So as of now, ensure that all your courses are registered. If the course registration probably is closed or you're past the deadline, then you can talk to, I'm sure Dr. Lillian or Dr. Mwenda or Eric, and they'll see how to work on that. But strictly ensure that you adhere to the course registration deadline before you can embark on doing your exam. I hope, Ken, you're well answered, okay? Ken? Ken, okay. Then I can see another hand raised for Agnes. Agnes?
I would like to ask, after enrolling for these units in eclass, once we are done, like for example, the units we enrolled for in last semester, they still appear under my courses. So is there a point where we'll need to unenroll, or they'll just remain in that way
Okay. Thank you.
once you're done with the exam?
Yeah, thank you, Agnes. I think I forgot to mention at some point, yeah. Under my take notes, yeah, under my note better is that ensure that you do not unenroll for the units. Yeah, once you enroll, I'm sure your list is not that big. I'm sure if you undertake all your units, you will have a list of 14 units. So once you enroll, let them remain there, because at times you may unenroll and the exam has not been marked, and it may not go well. So just ensure that once you enroll, and I'm sure I've not shown you how to unenroll. So once you enroll, ensure your unit stays there even after the exam. It does no harm. I know the list might grow big, but just ensure the units remain. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Probably the last hand. And I think we have exhausted on all the questions. The last person to raise hand is Odundo, and I'm sure you just want to end this session, yeah? Eric, you are a co-host. You can unmute yourself. Probably the last one from Dennis. Dennis, please unmute. I've allowed you to, you are well allowed to unmute. Dennis, please.
Yes, my question is more of a clarification. Once you're done with typing on the Word document,
Yes.
do you need to copy and paste the work on the platform on the platform, or you can just the Word document itself is sufficient for the question?
Okay, this is Dennis. Yes, Dennis, we said once you type on a Word document, there are two ways in which you can submit your answers. Remember, typing on a Word document is not enough, because remember, once you type on a Word document, answers remain on your end. But now you need to make them come now onto the LMS, onto the platform whereby you are undertaking your exam. So we said one thing is you can copy your answers now from the Word document and paste them in the space provided. Yeah, that is one way. Alternatively, you can upload your answers. So we basically illustrated on the two ways in which we can do this exam, either by copying your answers from a Word document, or saving your answers for, let's say, question number 1, and then uploading it appropriately. If it's question number 1, then you upload answers for question number 1 only. Yeah. Question number 2, you upload answers for question number 2 only.
So
yes.
the Word document upload is sufficient for the question?
Yes, yes, you can do either. So if you go by uploading your Word document, then you need not to copy and paste, because that's just a duplication of the same effort, yeah?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Santi Dennis. So probably the last of the last questions. Charles, I'm sure you have been enabled to speak. Charles Nderitu.
Yes, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, Charles, speak up. You are very far from your device, probably.
Okay, let me be a bit louder.
Yeah,
now,
please.
say for example, I don't have that strong internet, and I would like to do my document on a Word, then upload later. Can I copy, say, question 1 in my device, copy question 2, copy question 3, 4, and 5, or whatever the question that I am required to attempt, then work on them, and now later post? Or do I have to always come back to the system and read the question, possibly write it somewhere, or I can just copy the question in my device, work on it, then post my work back? Thank you.
Well understood, Charles. Yeah, now, Charles, to respond to you, yeah, you can do whatever you have said, but ensure that you have sufficient time to upload. Otherwise, you do not want to type and type and type until time is over. That's when you realize, oh, I needed to upload my answers, and unfortunately, I have not uploaded. Yeah, so you can either upload one at a time, and if that will be time consuming, then you can basically copy all the questions. You can even probably screenshot, but always ensure you do not share your questions. I'm sure under the instructions you will read very carefully that you're not supposed to share your screenshots. Yeah, so you copy all the questions, or you take photo of all the questions, you work on them on the Word document, and then later you upload them one at a time. Yeah, of course, you need now to go to question 1. You do not want to upload it as a bulk document, as one document. You need to subsection it. Yeah, if it's question number 1, let it go to the space provided for question number 1. If it's question number 2, let it go to space provided for question number 2, either by copying and pasting or either uploading. So Charles, whatever you just said, I think you're just getting creative, and I'm sure you can do that. Yeah, probably lastly for Mercy Ojuang. Mercy, I'm sure you have been enabled to speak. Please unmute. Mercy? Mercy? Okay. Students, I think we have come to the end of it. So I want to pass back the training to Dr. Lillian or Eric, because Mercy, we can't hear you. Mercy, do you have a question, please? Okay. So we want to pass back this training to Dr. Lillian or Eric to give us the way forward after this. And thank you for attending, and I'm very grateful for the session. So Dr. Lillian. I don't know whether Dr. Lillian is with us. Eric?
Mwangi, I wanted to make a comment.
Yes, Mercy Ojuang. And I can hear this Dr. Kisimbi. I can hear this Dr. Kisimbi.
Yes, I wanted to make a comment.
Yes, Doc, go ahead. Yes, Doc, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. There's somebody whose mic is on that. Somebody have an echo. Okay. Now my comment is based on the exams which are beginning just briefly next week on Monday, and I've just been politely asked by the chairman just to brief everybody, those who are beginning, especially this semester that is beginning exams on Monday. First of all, again, we wish you all the best in the examinations. I'm sure you're well prepared. And thank you, Samuel Mwangi, for taking them through the process of the examination submission and what they need to do to be able to submit the examinations and to be able to access the eclass. We want them to take time and make sure that they're able to access the eclass, the AD credentials are okay. Please don't wait until Monday morning or Sunday evening and you start calling everybody saying that your AD credentials are not working. And again, don't go into the examination eclass, e-portal and use somebody else's AD credentials to do the exam. Otherwise, then it complicates the work of us when we are marking the exam, because then we do not know who actually did the examination. More importantly, this time round, the examination submission time is actually very strict. It is cast on stone. There's absolutely no alternative for you once you fail to submit that exam on time. The master students have been given 6 hours, 3 hours, the normal time for you to do the examination, and 3 hours to deal with any circumstances or any eventualities that might occur. For example, you might have a power outage for a few minutes or 1 hour or something like that. You might have issues with the internet, you might have something with the computer or something, anything that might probably hinder your submission of that exam. And that is why we're giving you whole 3 hours to submit. Once that system, because the exam again starts from, is it 10 up to 4? Once that system shuts down at 4 p.m., there's absolutely no other alternative this semester. The email that students keep on throwing around that school or wherever, that email has been deactivated. We are no longer using it, so we do not even have it. So those students who, and we told the diploma students the same thing, and some of them did not listen, and they're still sending the exam there, and that email does not exist. Therefore, basically, you're sending your exams to an email that no longer is in use because we deliberately deactivated it because we realized that students were those who are not sending, for example, we'll find out the exam ends on Monday and we find out a student has sent his exam to that email 2 or 3 weeks later. Nobody is going to grade that particular examination. And we've been told, and the rules are very clear for online examination that they will be circulated that once 4 o'clock reaches, please don't call us and ask us, let's give me even 1 minute. You should have taken that 1 minute within those 6 hours to submit the examination. Therefore, the university has warned us that we are not authorized even to extend that examination time for a second, forget about 1 or 2 minutes for you to submit. And I keep on telling students, please start submitting early. Once you finish, don't sit to the exam. And sometimes you don't even need those 6 hours. You only need about 3 or 4 hours and you're done. So please don't sit and wait with the examination until the very end. And more importantly, because other students are doing the examination, yeah, if everybody now is rushing to submit at 4 o'clock, Mwangi will tell you, and Samuel is here, that sometimes the system gets to slow down because again, there's high traffic during that particular time. And therefore you might find 1 or 2 questions of yours might not be submitted because the system would have closed. Because again, everybody is thinking like you and doing last minute. I think the Kenyan cycle, Kenyans way of doing things, you wait until the last minute, then there's a complete rush for people to try and submit. And therefore that is when we start getting crisis and students being locked out. So in case you find yourself, it is 4 o'clock and you've not submitted yet, the easiest thing for you is just to do a letter to the dean, telling her that, and we'll give you the email of the external dean externals. That is where you write a letter to the dean, telling them that you've missed this particular exam and that they need to allow you to do a special examination because the next exams now that is will be coming sometime in June this year. And therefore, that is probably the only time you'll be eligible to do another exam, the same exam, if you're locked out. Calling me or calling the dean or calling Dr. Mbugwa will simply not help because then we are absolutely not allowed now to open the system because like even Mwangi will tell you, once you open, once the system closes and you open it, yeah, it shows that the time was extended from 4 o'clock to 5 p.m. or from 4 o'clock to 4:20. And there's absolutely no way I can take the hour back after you've submitted to show that the examination ended at 4:20, because the system will not allow me to do that. And I don't want to get into trouble with the university management because again, we'll be flouting policy. Policy tells us that a student, once they fail to submit the examination, it now becomes a Senate issue. Therefore, the student must write to the dean requesting the Senate or requesting the academic registrar to allow them to sit a special exam. So I'm urging all of you, please not to let that happen to you, because it's like Mwangi has said, it's very disappointing for you to do an exam for 3-4 hours, then not submit it on time, dilly-dally with it and sit with it. Because we've realized sometimes, and this is my last comment, we realize sometimes even some students have come to tell us that some of you wait for your friends to finish your examinations and then they start sharing the answers. And some of them, we've even looked at the similarities and we've seen some of these exams are exactly copyright of the others. And unfortunately, again, some of you even share the PDF files where a student will submit the same PDF file that their colleague submitted, yeah? Not even because it's already in PDF, they even forget to remove the registration number and the name of their colleague and submit it as theirs. And we're already starting to deal with such cases. So please don't wait for your colleagues to finish the exam and then they share the answers to you and then you're locked out. Try and do your own work. That is why I believe strongly you came for this particular course so that at least you can leave the university with the knowledge and you're a master of arts in project planning and management. So again, my final thoughts and my final comment, please don't let the system lock you out at 4 o'clock. And please don't call us asking us to extend the system because we have no authority to do that. The only advice we'll give you is for you to write a letter and wait to sit a special exam in June. So I wish you the very best and I wish that students will comply with the instructions that will be given there. And finally, please don't send, once you find yourself locked out here, don't send that exam to your lecturer because again, as the examination officer, I'm only going to pick results which have been derived directly from the eclass system. And therefore, even if your teacher was to mark that exam quietly and give me the results and your name does not appear in the eclass system, or when I open the eclass system, I see that there is no grade that was located for you, then that grade will simply not be acceptable. And you'll just end up putting the lecturer who you send the exam into some very uncomfortable situation where they have to explain how the exam came into their possession outside the e-class system. Okay, so I wish you all the very best, and looking forward to you doing wonderfully in your exams next week. So all the best and thank you. Samuel, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Doc. I'm still looking for Dr. Lillian. Thank you, Doc, for preempting on the much that I would have said. You have just put it in a summary, and I'm sure students have heard. I'm sure those who missed, please pass the message to the rest that what Dr. Kisimbi has said, just quote him verbatim, and it should be as he has said it. No more word, no more less word. I'm still looking for Eric Odundo. This training was yours, and we want to pass it back to you.
I'm here.
Perfect.
Yeah, so Dr. Lillian is currently unavailable. So if there is no more questions from the student, we can just summarize and close.
Odundo, summarize for us. I'm done on my part.
Okay, so
I'm totally done.
Thank you, Samuel, for that very elaborate training. We can continue discussions, students. If at all there's anything, I can pass it to Mr. Mwangi for clarification. As at now, we can take 2 more questions. If there's none, we can close. 2 more questions. Okay, it seems there's no questions, Mr. Mwangi. So thank you so much for your participation. This is a continuous process up until the exam date. Even during the exam date, our phones will be on. In case you're having an issue, we'll be there to support. So thank you, Mr. Mwangi. The recording will be provided once ready. And if Dr. Kisimbi will allow, it is the most active Google Class platform. We can use the statistics Google Class to post the recording. Okay, Faith Mwangi, I can see you've raised your hand. Just unmute and ask.
Sorry, good afternoon. My name is Faith. I have a question. Last semester on the WhatsApp group on the statistics exam, instead of the normal 4 hours, 6 hours for the exam, it was written 2 hours. So then people had to work in 2 hours. Then after 2 hours, it was extended again 1 hour. And then after that was extended again, I think for another 1 hour. So it gets a little bit confusing when maybe you're expecting to get 6 hours and then suddenly you open the exam and it says 2 hours. So I don't know whether we should just assume every exam will be the 6 hours or there might be some surprises within the exam. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Faith, for that concern. That was a mishap that happened, and I promise this time it won't be repeated. It won't be repeated. The timings will be set correctly, and we'll adhere to that. Okay, if there's no other question, thank you, students, for your participation. And as a department and as a university, we wish you success in your forthcoming exams, and we'll be there to support in case of any issue. Thank you.